Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just continuing my advances to fighting off anxiety and other fun stuff by doing more vlogs. How are you feeling today? Today I want to talk to you about anxiety and some of the methods that I've used to help overcome it, like record vlogs like this, because I don't like cameras. So it's something I have to beat. So there's a multitude of ways that you can go about it. Like, it'll hit you at a variety of times in the day. Sometimes when you just wake up. Sometimes when you wake up from a nightmare at like 5 in the morning. Covered in sweat, shaking, not knowing why you're afraid. And then it can be very difficult to gravitate your mind back into a calm and normal state of thinking. I have a psychiatrist, so I've learned several techniques on my own and through her, and when I learned them on my own, it was usually through Google or something, just to see what other people say about what they do about anxiety. And what I can tell is several key things. Like, there's different ways you can approach it. Certain ways don't work for everybody. I get that. Certain ways do work, and certain ways don't work for you. It's up to you to find the way that works for you. Easiest one to test, you can test right now if you're feeling any anxiety or stress and you just want to relax your body, and that's the best way to do it, is to start off and relax your body. It's hard to do because you're all tense, so you just sit there and you try to relax your muscles a little bit. It's hard for me because my C3, C4, and my C4, C5 are my two discs that are damaged, and it's hard to loosen the shoulders and stuff up. But something that contributes to this, and I find mostly the meditative effect, is to breathe in for about 5 seconds, just through your nose, then hold it for 2 if you can. Breathe out for about 7 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever you can manage. Like, I have asthma, I can't do it for 7 seconds like I was told to. But that motion just by itself relaxes your shoulders just a little bit. And if you keep doing it, eventually it'll mellow out your whole body. Maybe you think breathing effects are hokey. I'm telling you they're not, but they work for me at least. But not all the time. Other things I can do. You might hear a tune in the background from a video game called Chrono Trigger, an absolute masterpiece. Music is a great thing. If you have like tunes that relax you, put them on while you do your breathing exercise. Maybe you don't want to do a breathing exercise. Studies are actually finding that podcasts, non-threatening, like putting shit in the water, turning the frogs gay, like fucking Alex Jones or whatever the fuck his name is will tell you. Probably shouldn't watch that. That'll probably freak you out a little bit. But just podcasts on general interests that you like that aren't too, like, crazy. If it makes you laugh, that's even better, because they say laughter is the best medicine for a reason. It really does help you. If you can watch... I like to watch George Carlin. I mean, a lot of people find that kind of shocking. Some people say he's quite offensive. I think he's just quite honest, and I think he's quite funny. So, he is a great target. Dave Chappelle's another one I like to go to. But you could try, like, other management techniques. Like, for me, one thing that's, like, super effective is, sort some Magic the Gathering cards. Make a deck. Just using your brain to sort things, and like, some people I've heard making lists can be extremely helpful. Having a Poe around is extremely helpful for me, because I love the baby Poe. Yeah. So, for me, animals are a help. So, if you have the free time, could consider volunteering at an animal shelter or something. Nothing too extensive, nothing too committal, like just something that you can go in, maybe help them clean the cages or pet the kitties or something. Or the puppies, whatever you're into. One thing you can try, like say if you're afraid of dogs, is to sit there and think about why you're afraid of dogs and try to rationalize how, not that it's stupid, but to come to terms with how you actually acquired that fear. Because there's a lot of things in life that we should be really afraid of and we're not, like trains. Look at the fucking things. They're huge. They weigh all kinds. They weigh all kinds of mass, and they go at ridiculous speeds. But we're conditioned to them at a young age. It's kind of like cars, really. A car would probably be a better example, or a truck or something. Because we're so used to them from such a young age, we know that they're not necessarily a threat. We become acclimated to them. So one way to do it, if you're afraid of dogs, is I'm sure you'll find a friend or someone that you know that has a dog. Work your way up to meeting the dog, or getting to know the dog. Start by thinking about why you're afraid of the dog. Maybe watch a video or two about the dog, or pictures of the dog. See if you can find a breed or something you like, and maybe even watch a documentary about dogs and learn about dogs. And then maybe try to find, like, maybe an animal shelter dog, or like not one of the traumatized ones. That might be a bad experience, but like, you know, or a dog of a friend or something, and try to get acclimated to that dog. Reach out and touch the dog. I know that sounds utterly ridiculous, but to somebody that's extremely phobic of dogs, they're not going to just go out and do that. I can, it's not a problem, I love animals. But some people can't. So that's a technique you can try. Acclimation. And I just seen one that I had never heard of. Oh, like, yeah. What was that other one? I got it written down. Here we are. Positivity journal. I personally do a dream journal. I find that way more interesting. But as I said, like making lists or writing things down, that can help anxiety too. Something to focus your brain on something else. I might even recommend a good video game if you have a good relaxing one. Like for me, Stardew Valley is very therapeutic. It's just a little farming game. Oh, God, I haven't even recommended, like, the basic things. Exercise, like, even if it's just in your home, like doing some sit-ups and squats and push-ups and stuff like that. Something to get your body moving and your heart rate up, because that will release chemicals into your body that will help you feel better. It won't take all the anxiety away, but it'll help. But sometimes getting up to do that is the trouble, so that's why I was focusing more on the breathing and stuff. Like talking is a big one, and that's a really big one. Like, see if you can find something online, like even like a little forum or something where people aren't super threatening to you or your views. I mean, I don't advocate safe spaces. I believe people should be able to say whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, even if I don't agree with it. Like, there's been things that have come up like lately that I'm just like, that absolutely revolts me. It's free to say it. Otherwise, what are we fighting for? What are we trying to... I guess that gets on to the last method, probably the hardest. Would be like forced desensitization. Like, do you remember that technique I was talking about the dog? A more logical example might be like a bee or a spider. Think about why you're afraid of them. Start looking at pictures of them, reading about them, maybe watch some videos about them. Maybe get a friend, or if you don't want to sound like a complete crazy person, go and catch your own bee or spider. Put it in a jar. Or just, you know, drop the jar on it, slide a piece of paper under it, flip it over, put the lid on, and watch it. Because it's in the jar, it can't hurt you. And just watch it. And then eventually release the bee or the ant or the spider or whatever it is you're afraid of. And continue to observe it. Unless, you know, the bee's trying to sting you, at which point I'd say close the window and then observe it. But it's important that you continue to observe it and watch it go back to its regular routine. At which point, if you're feeling extremely brave, you could reach out and touch one of these things, but That seems a bit excessive for a simple anxiety resolution. For me, I recommend breathing, laughter, maybe even guilty pleasures, things that make you happy. Like Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Like when I was young, that movie was called Warriors of the Wind. It was like redubbed from Japan, and I don't even think it was official in any way, but it was a great little movie, and I loved it a lot. Or Astro Boy over there, something that'll make you smile and happy inside. Maybe a guilty pleasure, a childhood pleasure, something like that. Just something to take your mind off things until you're ready to move on with your day. Music's big for me. That's why this song's been playing this whole time. I hope this helps someone. I want to do more of these. It's kind of like give and take thing here. I'm trying to help other people, but I'm kind of trying to help myself too. With this damn camera thing. Blech. So if this helps you in any way, just let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And until next time, this is Dottie. Poe saying bye-bye. Gotta hit the button. It's over there. Just watch me go.